Drake gets dissed at the Oscars, and he settles with iHeart. Let's get into it.
Trap music history expert A.R. Shaw.
A.R. Shaw. A.R. Shaw. A.R. Shaw. It's A.R. Shaw.
A.R. Shaw, author of Trap History, Atlantic Culture, and the Global Impact of Trap Music.
Welcome back to the channel. I am A.R. Shaw, the author of the book Trap History, Atlantic Culture, and the Global Impact of Trap Music. Definitely check out that book. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let's definitely have a dialogue on some of the topics that we discussed today. All right, I'm going to get right into it. So, not sure if you guys got an opportunity to check out the Oscars, the Academy Awards, which is the biggest award show in terms of honoring the best films of each year. Now, traditionally, hip-hop hasn't really found its way inside of the Oscars. Now, there have been a few moments that stand out. Of course, 3 6 Mafia, they won an Oscar for the theme song of Hustle and Flow. And also Eminem, he also won an Oscar for Lose Yourself. But other than that, we haven't really seen much hip-hop moments at the Oscars. But during the Oscars 2025, there was a moment that kind of hinted to the biggest rap battle of this generation. It was, of course, that's Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Now, during the show, Conan O'Brien, which is the host, comedian and host, he made a joke about Drake, and I'm gonna read this joke. That the joke that Conan O'Brien said about Drake. Simple, not much. I won't say it's a great joke, but it kind of caught a lot of people by surprise when he said it. Here's the joke. He says, "We're halfway through the show, which means it's time for Kendrick Lamar to come out and call Drake a PDF file." Now, he actually said the word PD, not the real word, in front of the audience. And, there was laughter. And following the laughter, Conan O'Brien said, "Don't worry, I'm lawyered up." Pretty much hinting about the several lawsuits that Drake has filed following the rap beef with Kendrick Lamar and Not Like Us, becoming the catalyst of this lawsuit against Drake. Well, this lawsuit that Drake has filed. Now, the joke was written by a comedian by the name of Skylar Hiley. I want to make sure that I got his name right, or Skylar Higley. I want to make sure that that's correct. But he's an up and coming comedian / writer, and he made a bet for $50, basically saying that this was going to be a joke that's going to kill. And he was right. It was a joke that it went viral. The moment that Conan O'Brien said the joke, it was a joke that pretty much took off, and some people were mad, some people were just like whatever, but it did touch a nerve, and a lot of people had some type of opinion about it. Now, one user went off, like a user by the name of Babe Butter Jones. She tweeted, she posted on social media how disgusted I was at Conan O'Brien for calling Drake a PDF at the Oscars. It was distasteful, and the accusations hasn't been proven. To make light of it was disgusting. He should sue every last one of you. Black people finding joy in this is sad to me. And so, taking that side of, okay, is Drake, taking too much, or is it when it gets to the point where they're dissing Drake at the Academy Awards, is it like no longer cool? I'm kind of on both sides. I kind of see that point in a sense where it's just like, all right, it's kind of like when something, it's kind of like when you joke with your friends, or if you joke with a family member, and then somebody else from the outside comes in and tries to joke. It's like, nah, all right, we can joke. I can joke with my family member, or I can joke with my close friends, but you can't come in here and joke the same way that we joke. And if you coming from the outside, if you being an outsider coming in trying to joke, we're gonna team up and get at you. So I don't, that's one thing that we, in terms of hip hop, that some people are feeling like, yeah, you can say, Kendrick can call Drake out, but when it comes to somebody like a Conan O'Brien on the Academy Award stage, some people are just like, we don't really, it's distasteful, right? Now, someone else fired back on the other side and says, Drake fans are unbelievably angry about Conan O'Brien's joke last night. I don't understand why Drake fans can't like him, but acknowledge that he did bring this on himself. He begged Kendrick to drop, and Kendrick did. That man's going to have to accept his public humiliation. Now he's right. Drake did beg Kendrick to drop. He did beg Kendrick to engage into this rap battle, and he made several mistakes during this rap battle against Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar warned Drake on Euphoria to not get. He said leave the family out of it. that was Kendrick Lamar's one request from Drake. He said, let's make this a friendly fade. Let's keep this all about the lyrics. Let's keep this all about bars. But no, Drake, he bought the family and he made the family involved. He got the family involved. He pretty much got Kendrick Lamar's fiance or wife. I'm not sure what the relationship is, but his significant other, Drake, dropped her name, basically claiming that Kendrick Lamar abused his significant other, and also claimed that his significant other stepped out on him and basically had a relationship with Kendrick Lamar's his business partner, Dave Free, and that Kendrick Lamar's son is actually Dave Free's son. And so Drake he really took it there, and then Kendrick, like he said in his rap lyric, he said, if you take it there, I'm gonna take it further, and it's something that you don't want to do. And Kendrick pretty much laid it out there. Look, if you take it to this place, I'm gonna take it to a place that you don't even want it to go. And I gotta be honest, like during the heat of this rap battle of Drake versus Kendrick, I didn't think that Kendrick would be able to take it to this extent, to where he's winning Grammy Awards, where it's on the Super Bowl stage, where Drake is now being called out at the Academy Awards. I never would have thought that this rap beef would go this far. But, to what this last point is that Drake, he took it there, and these are the repercussions. And, a lot of people not really feeling sorry for Drake, particularly because of his actions post this rap beef. Pretty much, filing several lawsuits after losing this rap battle. And this is going to go to my next story in terms of what's happening with Drake and this lawsuit. Now, following, of course, he's still in this legal battle with UMG, Universal Music Group, claiming that that Universal Music Group defamed Drake by releasing Not Like Us and promoting Not Like Us. Now, one of the other entities that was mentioned in Drake's lawsuits was iHeart, and Drake claimed basically that iHeart was engaging in payola to boost the plays of Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. And over the weekend, there was Drake's team, Drake's lawyers, they came out and said that there was a settlement of sorts. And Drake's attorneys, they basically said that Drake and iHeartMedia has reached an amicable resolution of this dispute. Now, iHeart didn't really go into details initially, so a lot of people, we just didn't really know what was happening in terms of, did Drake, receive any funds for this settlement? Like, there was, the details of the settlement wasn't put forth. We only got word from Drake's attorneys that this it was an amicable resolution to this dispute. Now, on Monday, this is what occurred. I'm gonna shout out to Lauren LaRosa, who's at the Breakfast Club. She did some digging and she did some research, and she was able to find out through iHeart, reportedly, that during this whole settlement, that iHeart, they agreed to provide emails showing that they did not engage in any actions that Drake accused them of. And so the actions that Drake basically accused iHeart of, again, was that they were accepting payola to boost Not Like Us. And iHeart basically presented documentations proving that they didn't accept any payola with Not Like Us. At the end, no party received any funds. Drake didn't receive any funds. iHeart did not pay Drake. Drake didn't pay iHeart. It was basically iHeart saying, okay, here's the evidence that we did not do what you accused us of doing. And once that information was presented, Drake lawyers basically backed out and said, okay, we're going to basically settle and say, okay, we're going to basically agree to walk away from this thing. It is another moment where it's just like, I don't know what the end game is for Drake in terms of where he's trying to take this thing. This even lawsuit against Universal Music Group claiming that there was defamation with Not Like Us. He lost a rap battle, and he lost in the most horrific way that any rapper has ever lost a rap battle. And he hasn't been able to move on. And the more that he continues this thing, it's just like, dude, like, what are you doing? Like, what's the end goal? Like, what are you really trying to prove? And so, like I say, this was this entire weekend, although we're several weeks removed from the Super Bowl, this rap battle between Drake and Kendrick Lamar still lingers in a lot of ways. And this is March, and what's interesting is that we're coming up on the anniversary of the release of Like That with Metro Boomin, Future, and of course Kendrick Lamar, which kicked off this entire rap battle. And it's crazy that we've been at this thing for an entire year, and it continues. Like, this whole thing continues, not just from a hip hop standpoint, but from a national media standpoint. Like, there's never been a hip hop battle that's been presented at the Super Bowl. There's never been a hip hop battle that's been mentioned at the Academy Awards. And so it just shows you, one, the power of, Drake and Kendrick Lamar. Both of those artists are phenomenal. But it also shows you the power of hip hop. It shows you that hip hop continues to be one of the most explosive genre that's out right now. And so we got to respect hip hop for what it is. And the fact that it's been able to infiltrate the mainstream in these ways is just amazing. So we don't know what's going to happen with this Drake situation, but hopefully moving forward, we're going to get some more details on what Drake is actually looking for and if this thing is actually going to go to trial or not. But yeah, that's what's happening. I am A.R. Shaw, the author of the book Trap History, Atlanta Culture, the global impact of trap music. Definitely check that out. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let's definitely have a dialogue on what we discussed today. I'm out.